Good evening, everyone out there. I greet every one of you in accordance to your various time. Once again today, this is OGBIDI. I implore you as you come across my page, or if today is your first time coming across this page, endeavor to press the share button and also follow this page by clicking on the follow button and also clicking on the notification bell beside the follow button. Today, I want to teach us as concerning reality. Please, as you come to listen with open heart, listen without sentiment, irrespective of your tribe, your language. Knowledge is key. If you are not informed, you are liable to be deformed. That is why I am here this evening to come and enrich us with this knowledge. Please, as you join, share, invite other people to come join us. As you can see from behind your screen, the topic of this message is saying, the so-called restoration of Benin Kingdom is failed on arrival projects. In brackets, you can see what is Royal Niger territory. I am going to be teaching us as concerning what was on ground before Nigeria was formed. I speak from the perspective of reality. I don't speak with sentiments. I speak from the perspective of reality. So that is why you see in brackets that's Royal Niger territory. A lot of us don't know what Royal Niger territory was. Royal Niger area. Royal Niger company. We don't know what it was, or we don't know what it is, because history is not taught in school. And I'm not also sad that history is not taught in school in Nigeria. Why did I say so? I said so because if history is taught in school, if they are teaching history in school with the kind of distorted histories that every tribe, especially the tribe that see themselves as major tribe in Nigeria. If history is being taught in school, the history that would have been taught, the history that would have been inserted into our curriculum would have been false history. That is what we would have been learning. But it's also good and fine that history is not even taught in school, because outside the history that is not taught in school, my people, what we have that some people are championing, they are all false history. Imagine if history is taught in school, and this false history that these people have been championing, they have enforced it with all their virtue power, with all privileges, politically and traditionally. They've championed these false histories. Imagine if history is taught in school, such as there are not Benin descendants will be taught to you as these are Benin descendants. As you can see there, please, as you listen to me, don't only listen without sharing. Listen, bring your supportive and meaningful contributive comments in, and let your thumbs up come in. You are going to learn richly today from this history. Peradventure, I am not a secessionist, but I am only coming here to put this message before those secessionist group. Should in case it turn otherwise in Nigeria, everybody cannot be dummies, my people. Should in case it turn otherwise, there was originality on ground before Nigeria was formed. And that originality on ground that the people, the Westerners, The British who formed Nigeria, what they met on ground was Royal Niger Company, Royal Niger Territory. That is what they amalgamated other tribes and languages together with and called it Nigeria. So today, as you come, don't forget to share. I am still waiting for some people to turn up, to turn in, and I will be good to go. Just give me 1 minute of your time, or within 1 minute of your time, I will be back. Okay, thank you for holding up. Yes, keep inviting people. Keep sharing, keep sharing. I'm still waiting for you guys to turn up. Let your thumbs up keep coming up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep your thumbs up. Keep your like, your love, your contributive comments. Keep it coming up. By just 10 views here, for those of you that are here, also share, invite people to come in. Please, I beg of you, because I have just 1 hour to spend here with us, because I have to catch up with some activities this evening. Keep sharing, keep sharing. Okay, let me also share from my side while I'm waiting for other people to join me. While I'm waiting for other people to join me. It's not a lie. What was on ground was Royal Niger Territory. What British created, they created it and called it Royal Niger Company. So don't just fast. Don't just be too fast. What British met on ground was Royal Niger Territories. Quoting from factual inputs. But what British created on the long run, or put together for the royalties across Royal Niger Territory, was what they later called Royal Niger Company. On the long run, they amalgamated it and formed Nigeria. So when you are commenting, stop being too hasteful to speak against what you don't have adequate knowledge of. Ask questions. Don't just say it's a lie. Ask questions so that it will not turn out as if you are the one that is not lying. You ask questions. And if your questions do not go in line with the truth, these are available truths, then you cannot liken it as a lie. Just give me a few minutes. I think I have to share also. Okay. Do not equate half-baked knowledge for knowledge. Because you have a clue of a particular issue, it does not mean that that is sound knowledge. When you have a clue of a particular issue, of whatever it is at all you have a clue of, it is known as half-baked knowledge. You only have a clue. And half-baked knowledge cannot deliver you. I will also put my number there, WhatsApp number that you can call in through, should the case you want to contribute or you want to debate what I am saying, or you want to disagree with what I am saying, or you want to agree with what I am saying. My number will be pinned out there so you can call in, should the case you want to call. I'm also sharing to people I have on my messenger, my friend list, so they can also come and join us. Okay, I see 3 persons have shared that ago. Thank you for sharing. While you are sharing, I'm inviting people to turn up. I'm still inviting people. I want to invite up to 50 people. At least inside that 50 people, know how way 20 not go free or 10 not go free to turn up. 49, 50. All right. Okay, let me now pin down my number for you there. All right, we are good to go. Yes, if it turned otherwise in Nigeria, and that is not my wish, but I'm only putting this message out so that the people that are trying to annex other tribe into their country they are fighting for, they will get to understand that this was what was on ground. And then the territory that is called Niger area is not only Delta State, or that was called Niger area. It's not only Delta State. There are, if you also check some country outside Nigeria, there are also some regions that are known as Delta. In accordance to the territory, in accordance to the area. Later you have to go and check the meaning of Delta to know why a particular territory is called Delta, to know why a particular territory is called Middle Belt or Midwest. But when you hear Midwest, all this came to being after Nigeria was created. And when Nigeria was created, inside Nigeria, you know, there is north, west, south, east, southwest, the middle of the west. So when you hear all this, it is by reason of the country that was created. I'm not saying it's bad, but let's not go straight into this message today. Now, before Nigeria came, the people, what British met on ground that was existing with their own rulership, with their own engagements, with their own pattern of policy, was Royal Niger Territory. Why was it called Royal Niger Territory? Because in that territory, you have kings and kingdoms. So there was always royalty. Before the British came, what was practiced across the geographical location that is now called Nigeria today was monarchical structure. Different monarchy. But in the monarchy that was well structured and well organized, without any people fighting against themselves or invading each other for territorial expansion like it was in the Benin aspect, what was met on ground with a perfect royalty, different kings of different kingdoms in the same territory who coexisted together. And you know, when we talk about territories, you always have neighboring kingdoms. And inside those kingdoms, you have kings. Where there is no king, you cannot refer to that place as a kingdom. But people might be there. It's known as settlements. People will be there, they will be living. But because there is no king there, it's not called a kingdom. But when they now have monarchical structure, it's referred to as kingdom. So as at that time, when the British came, they met Royal Niger territory on ground. And you can go and investigate this on by yourself. And this Royal Niger territory, the British came to meet in their quest of colonization after they must have invaded most kingdoms. What they did was to first of all try to put the people together by that Royal Niger Company because of the natural resources they were forcefully taken from the people. Initially, they came like as if they came to do business, like the Portuguese and other tribes that later came, or other Westerners that later came. So what they were buying from all those kingdoms that have their kings, what they were buying from them was natural resources. So these natural resources that they were buying, they see it as business. So they now put the place together and call it Royal Niger Company. You know, a place that is selling for you, that went into trade, is known as a company. So the British by themselves, they put it together and called it Royal Niger Territory, and Royal Niger Company, so to say. But originally, that territory was Royal Niger Territories. Now, there is no way we'll talk about this. We are not going to make mention of the Benins or Benin Kingdom. Please, I beg of you, you have to listen without sentiments. You might be a Benin man, or you are not even a Benin man at all, but listen without sentiments so that you will be grossly sensitized. Why I decided to title this message today, that the so-called restoration of Benin Kingdom is a failed on arrival venture. I will tell you as I explain more to you furthermore. You see, let's not go straight to how the Westerners came and then how they started invading kingdoms. Matter of fact, it was not only Benin Kingdom that was invaded, and it was not only Oba Erediawa, or no, so to say, Oba Ovonramwen, that was taken away by the British to CALABA. You know, CALABA was a place where the British set their camp, built their prison, which they were using to, put the people that was stubborn to them in jail, or the people, the kings, they were able to unseat from their territory, their kingdoms. They'll take them to CALABA. That was where the British really operated. And that is why if you see the Obong of CALABA, they have two crowns. One is the British pattern of crown, and the other one is their own traditional Calabar crown, the Obong of Calabar. So you go and verify. Now, when the British came in quest of their invasion for colonization, let's talk about the Benin that they invaded. The Benin that they invaded was not a kingdom that belongs to the group of people that has now monopolized Benin to themselves today. It was not as so. It was not like that. But the people that refer to themselves as Benin today and the people that are known as Benin today, they have upper hand as at that time when that territory, that geographical location, when it turned into Benin. Because the Oba dynasty that came from Yoruba land was alien to the tribe and languages who also formed their own Igodo-Migodo kingdom as at that time. So when Oba dynasty came, they started invading people's territory. They brought alienized culture that is not known to the people of Igodo-Migodo. They brought such culture, alienized culture. So many culture that is not known to us. Like when you hear Ogboni today, hear so many things, human sacrifice today, and the human sacrifice that was vast with the Benin people in the Benin kingdom as at that time, invading of people territory for conquests, for territorial expansion. So all this really obstructed the Igodo-Migodo that was on ground. So the Oba dynasty that came is as cruel or even more cruel than the British that came to invade the Benin kingdom. So when the Oba dynasty came, alienized culture was introduced. They monopolized and arrogated the powers or the rulership to themselves only. So they introduced so many alien patterns of traditional custom. Originally, the land that was later called Benin was the territory of the Igodo-Migodo people. Now, when the British came, the place was already known as Ile-Binu, was already known as Benin, so to say. It was the Portuguese. The Portuguese came before the British. So when the Portuguese came, they were the one that now called that Ile-Binu. As at that time when it was nicknamed Ile-Binu, this group of people, like when you hear the Laure, when you hear Osawoswan, when you hear the Chief Bamawo, so on and so forth, Uteseden, all these are people that are not indigenous to the soil. But today, because you know, when you have stayed in a particular place for more than 1,000 years, 2,000 years, you cannot reside there. You cannot reside there. It's not your land. It's not your home. But ancestrally, that is not where you originated from. You have your ancestral link. And the ancestral link of the ruler of the royal house of Benin today is straight from Yoruba, but they don't want to agree. And then, starting from Owomika, which is Eweka the first, the whole of them, the whole of Oba Eware descendants, all are Yorubas. The whole of Oba Owemika descendants, all are Yorubas. All these alien culture, I am not literally condemning their culture, but I am telling you that the culture is alien to us. What is not of you, what you are not used to, what you did not make, is alien to you. Just as Osun, and my name is Okosun, the way we go about with our Osun deity is alien to the Yoruba people. So that is why I am trying to make sure I pass it out in a way you'll be able to understand, so that your emotion will not be trampled upon. Now, when this Oba dynasty started, the Beninese took over so many authorities, introduced alien, like when your son died, when the son of a king died, and the people in the kingdom are told that because his son died or the children died mysteriously, they will not eat for 3 years. They will not engage in sexual intercourse for 3 years. They will not eat of food that is cooked with fire and with palm oil for 3 years. This is alien culture. When you are told that it is not with or by reason of the eldest person in the society or amidst the tribal languages, the kingdoms that take kola nut and break kola nut to lead in prayer, it takes only a particular group of people simply because they are a particular group of people. It does not matter whether that person that is in their midst is 20 years or 18 years. He will be the one to pick kola nut and break kola nut and lead in prayer, where you have elderly people. So this is the kind of wicked and barbaric culture that is alien to us, the Broths. Like I told you not quite long, when you hear a people telling you that when they are in their own house, they are senior. When they get to your own house, they are senior. They brought all this alien culture to come and do what? To come and suppress the Aboriginals and elevate themselves as supreme. That is, you see, and all these things I'm calling to you now, it's not that it's not existing. It's still dirty tomorrow. It's alienized culture. And when the people came, they started introducing Duke. There was no such as Duke. Dukedom is not known to the people of Idu, Igodo, Migodo. Prior to the era of Oba dynasty that came from Yoruba land, there was no such as dukedom. So when I am talking about alienized culture, this is the cultures that are not known to the people of Idu, Igodo, Migodo, that these people that are referring to themselves as Benin today brought from Yoruba land. You get it? They try to make sure they shut the mouth of people up when they are narrating these truths. They come to abuse you. They come to threaten you. So you should be able to know that this is the kind of alienized culture. You know, when you bring something that is not of the people, you do what? You impose it and enforce it. So they brought all this culture, they impose it and they enforce it. They created all systems to say that I'm more violent. Well, after the Oba don't talk, nobody dares. So if you dare, you will be used for sacrifice. That is why today, if anybody is challenging this kind of barbaric culture, you will still hear the Benin people will say, "Orae rene beno, ai jawe yazese, ai gboeno gwomba." That is what they do. So these are all the alienized culture I am talking about. Let me block this guy quickly. I've been waiting for him to block him. Thank God, I've been able to block him. Now, this is all the alienized culture they brought. Now, when the British finally came, the British met that the place is known as Benin. Originally, the place was not, it's not called Benin. The document, whatever history the British documented and circulated to the world and called it Benin Kingdom, the British people did not take time to study what was on ground before they came. They only documented what they met on ground when they came. Whether the place was called Benin before they came, they did not take time to verify. Immediately they invaded the place, because the place that the people who refer to themselves as Benin today took hold of, they took hold of it, and the place was called Benin. When the Portuguese came, the Portuguese pronounced the name as Benin, the place as Benin. It was not a particular group of people that is referred to as Benin, or that was referred to as Benin. As a matter of fact, Benin is not a language. Benin is not a tribe. Benin is not a race. Benin has no meaning. Benin is a nickname. And when that nickname went over, the Benin people that are listening to me now, and they will come and listen to me, they know that what I am saying is truth. Because even their musicians, like I always tell you, sing and say Ile Binu Nebuwe. So the place was called Ile Binu because it was Oromiyan that called the land Ile Binu, that referred to the place as Ile Binu, because of the anarchy, the fighting, the disputes. Just as you still see anarchy today in Oba Palace of Benin like no other place. So because of that dispute, that anarchy that Oromiyan met, he called the place land of vexation. And the name was known as Ile Binu. So when the Portuguese came, they could not pronounce Ile Binu expressly, perfectly well. They called the place Benin. So when British later came, they found out that the place is, they made the place as Benin. And whatever history they recorded the history as Benin and recorded the history of that place as Oba territory. Because what they met on ground eventually was Obaship. And the Obaship that came, they were oppressors. They were cruel. They were invaders. They were invaders. They had cannibals that are their brothers amidst them. Osa and Osua. They are cannibals, human eaters. And the deities, they allocated to Osa and Osua for them to be priests of those deities. Those deities, they sacrificed humans to them in accordance to the Benin history that they recorded with their own hands. The deities Osa and Osua became priests too when they came from Yoruba land. These deities are served, worshipped with humans. And Osa and Osua themselves, they are cannibals. So this is the alienized culture I am telling you about that came to the land. It was not that there was a group of people that originally came from their existence, and they came originally and they were known as Benin people, and the language that they speak is Benin. No language that is called Benin language. It's monopoly. You know, people that came from elsewhere, they can take any name to themselves to identify themselves. So that is what they did. And that was how Benin went. Now, talking about the Royal Niger territory I am talking about. Now, when the British invaded the Benin people, the Benin kingdom, under 7 days, the Benin overhyped kingdom you are hearing today is not a great kingdom. It was never a great kingdom. It was a kingdom that took people hostage. It was a kingdom of hostility. It was a kingdom that always invaded people. It was not that they were powerful, but they were privileged to have been able to lay holds on more advanced weapons of war they gained from the Portuguese. They arrogated control to themselves. They arrogated power to themselves. So, the trade that the Portuguese always come to do with people, it was the people who now put themselves as kings. When they came, they did what? They erased kingship and created dukedom and created OBA dynasty. The dukedom they created, they succeeded in creating dukedom across Edo South, the place that is called Edo South today. They tried to extend that pattern of dukedom to other kingdoms. They succeeded in some, but they were not able to succeed creating dukedom in Esan lands. And when they created the dukedom they created, they called the dukes Enogie. But before Enogie, there were Onogie. In Esan land, there is no such as duke. So, the kings there cannot be called duke. So the word that the Esan always use to what? To identify or to pronounce king is Onogie. Prior to the Oba dynasty, Onogie has always been what the Esan call king. But when the Oba dynasty came, remember when the Oba dynasty came, it was the beginning of dukedom that never existed. They created duke. Most of the kings, they did what? They restricted them from being king and turned them to dukes and created more dukes alongside with them. And this earlier dynasty is as unto creating a duke. And that duke you created is not an origin of a particular community. The duke is created and the duke is sent to that community he did not hail from. If you check, it's either the duke is Ugboni and at the same time a cultist. So they'll go to those people community and go and disenfranchise the original ruler of that community, that is Odionwere. And they'll do what? They begin to sell their land. Because originally, those lands are not their land. They did not come from that community. So, they mismanage the land, they rough handle the land because they know that they are not origin of that community. It does not concern them. They can sell the land what anyhow. The chairman, who they call chairman of the community, is also a cultist. If you look into all the chairmen that are chairman of community in Edo South, you cannot find one chairman that is not a cultist. So, the cultist who is the chairman of the community, and together with the duke that is Ugboni and also a cultist that was sent there, they do what? They align together and they begin to sell the people's lands. They begin to sell the people's land. When we are coming up to sensitize these people, these idiots that their names sound like this now, they will come and be telling us, go and look for work. Because what they do, according to them, they are slaves. They are called Ovionba. They always look for work all their life. But we go get a job. We don't look for work. We go get a job because we have all it takes to get a job. They don't look, they are all disenfranchised. They believe in looking for work everywhere. So that is why they assume that when they see you coming out to talk like this, they assume that you don't have a job. They tell you go look for work. Because they are soaked into a particular harem where they are all disenfranchised of their own rights. Their own land, another man that is not of that community come to sell their land and use their land to buy jeep and put his plate number and call himself Royal Highness. While him is looking for work everywhere, your grandfather land, your ancestors' land are being sold. So let's proceed. And eventually, when the British came to invade that barbaric kingdom that they are overhyping today as great kingdom, it did not take the British 7 days. It was within 7 days. A kingdom that is as great as what they are telling you today. The British wouldn't have been able to invade that kingdom within 7 days. And did what? Captured their Oba. They said their Oba was the one who gave up by himself. Captured their Oba and deposed their Oba to CALABA. If the kingdom was a great kingdom, their Oba wouldn't have even died in CALABA. And after their Oba died in CALABA, if that kingdom was a great kingdom, the corpse, the dead body of their Oba, they would have been able to retreat the dead body back to Benin to come and bury that Oba in Benin, but they were not able. The British refused them. Is this the kingdom that is great? Oh no. So let's now proceed. When the British finished dealing with them, you know, 2 wrongs cannot make a right. They cannot be clamoring and crying today that British invasion, British invasion. When they were equally invading their own African people, Obaewa conquered 201 towns and villages. According to their oral history, the British conquered 201 towns and villages. So 2 wrongs cannot make it right. The British invasion of Benin Kingdom was a narrow way escape for the people, the Benin people of today who held hostage. It was all about a kingdom of hostility. Tell you that they will also tell you in their own proverbs, Edonana Duko, I mean a ratio. When you send somebody to say, go to that kingdom, go and do this, go and do that, go and do whatever it is, nobody wants to go because of it was a land of blood. Where you go, you will not return. Where you go, if you are a great herbalist, they will seize you and they will be using you for the services of the palace. That was all that happened before the British came. And when the British invaded that kingdom, within 7 days, they went to Esan Kingdom. It took them 7 years. Because in Esan Kingdoms, we have kings. It was and it is loose. Let me not say what. Let me swallow some words. But I will know. I just try to want to be a little bit polite. Now, the kingdoms of the Esan people I'm talking about, it was not as unto the Benin kingdom to know that these 2 kingdoms, or these Benin kingdoms and Esan kingdoms, were never one. It was a loose confederation of the Esan people, where every kingdoms were independent from other kingdoms. That was originally how it was in the Idu-Igodo, Migodo, that the Benin kingdoms of today also belonged to before. But when Oba dynasty came, that independent kingdomship or rulership, they stopped it. The Ogiego, the Ogiudo, so many kings, they retired them and turned them to dukes, and turned some to Iyase, and created Oba dynasty, and begin to send duke to their kingdoms. That is why you see today there is chaos, and there has always been chaos. But when the British came to Esan land, they were not able to bring Esan under their control so easily. Follow me carefully. I am gravitating to Niger Delta Republic. But before Niger Delta Republic, I'll tell you what brought about Niger Delta Republic. Now, when they got to the Esan land, they were not able to bring the Esans or invade the Esans like they did to the Benin within 7 days. This is a kingdom that is great, so within 7 days. Now, the king who wrestled against the British so hardly, so difficultly, was OGBIDI the Great. OGBIDI fought and resisted the British, and the British also deposed OGBIDI to CALABA, where he met Oba Ovonramwen. Nana Opobo was also deposed to CALABA. It was not only, when you hear these Benin people ranting everywhere, it will look like as if it was only the Oba of Benin that was deposed to CALABA. The Oba of Benin did not have the power to fight. The power that these people are arrogating to themselves, are claiming like as if they have, are the people they held hostage, the people in their hostility. Take all these people away, they have no power. That is why it was very easy for the Oba of Benin to die like a mosquito in the British detention. When OGBIDI the Great was also deposed there, OGBIDI the Great met, according to the Esan history. I'm not quoting from my head, I'm quoting from according to the Esan history. OGBIDI met Ovonramwen in the British detention there in CALABA. Within a short period of time, you know the Esan people, that we are spirits. That is why we are the ones who dance spirit dance. Igbabonenini. Igbabonenini means clapping in commune with the spirits and dancing in commune with the spirit. It's spirit dance. No mortal can dance spirit dance. If any mortal dare dance spirit dance, you will die and you will not wake up. You cannot even replicate it. OGBIDI, the British, did not understand, they could not understand how OGBIDI mysteriously found his way out from that detention where Ovonramwen died. OGBIDI found his way out of that place, got back to his land, Esan land. History is always preserve and reserve. That is why the statue of OGBIDI was erected last year, just last year here in Uromi, and it was a great celebration. And the history of OGBIDI was revealed, how he resisted the British, and the history surrounding it, and how OGBIDI met Ovonramwen, who died in British detention. Now, great kingdom, I tell you so. But the people who they are calling their descendants resisted the British more than them. It took the British within 7 days, just 3 days, to run down the so-called empire. How can you bring down empire? Do you know how many kingdoms is inside empire? Before you call a place an empire, it is because of the great kingdoms that are inside the empire. And inside empire, you will find kings of their respective kingdoms. For you to know that where the Benin is calling empire today is not empire. Because you cannot call a place empire and there are no kings inside the empire. What is the meaning of empire? Empire is not an edifice. Empire is a collective joint coexistence of various kingdoms. A place that don't have kingdoms in its territorial area is not called empire. Empire is a place that comprises of kingdoms that have kings. That is the meaning of empire. So, how come the Benin kingdom, the Benin empire, who are the kings that were there? Just only about. Can empire have only one king? No. The so-called restoration of Benin Kingdom is a failed unravel project. Nobody will want to go into it. They are wasting their time. Nobody will want to give their life into a people who will turn them to second class. Nobody will, no stupid person will do so. Even though the person is the most stupid person, if they give Benin people hope today, if that time reach, it will be shame to them. Nobody will want to go to a place where they will be turned into dukes. Where a king will be turned into dukes. Where their kingdoms will be given out to strangers. And without wasting much time, Ogbanoje the Great, Okulu, OGBIDI, OKOJIE. Sorry, Ogbanoje the Great was the one who killed, who beheaded, who chopped off Oba Ozolwa's head. Not Ogbanoje I'm talking about. Okulu, OGBIDI, OKOJIE was the one who the British deposed to CALABA. Sorry about that. Not Ogbanoje. Ogbanoje was the king who chopped off Oba Ozolwa's head. So then Okulu, OGBIDI, OKOJIE the Great. Mysteriously, the British cannot understand that mystery till tomorrow. To tell you, say, we the essence, we are greater than the people that are calling themselves great Benin today. People that are great don't overhype themselves. People that are not great, they are the ones that always overhype themselves. I'm telling you the truth. People that are great, they don't overhype themselves. They just look, and their greatness is a testimony for people to behold. And Ogbanoje, Okulu OKOJIE came back to Eastern land to reign over his people as king. And when he came back to Eastern land, he met that the royal Niger territory, the kings that are there, they all already were annexed to the British rule, the colonial rule. There was no longer royal Niger territory any longer. They all now gave in to British rule. And OGBIDI OKOJIE was also disobeying the British colonial rule. Because of that, the British again got hold of him and did what? They now did what? They deposed him to Benin. This I am telling you is to enable you to know that the Eastern kingdoms and the Benin single kingdom has never been the same. They deposed him to Benin. And the Benin people feared him so much that they were complaining and protesting to the British that they don't want Ogbanoje to be in the same spots with the Alba. Then the British again deposed him to Oyo. That was where finally when they saw that the man was great disobedient to the colonial rule, because the colonial rule already covered everywhere, they had to let him go. And that was how OKOJIE, Okulu, or OKOJIE, OGBIDI came back to Eastern land. And when he came back to Eastern land, he met that the British, they were already ruling, and they have their courts already where they try cases in accordance to British system. And the court that was ever built by any black man, the first court that was ever built by any black man during the colonial rule in the place that is now called Nigeria, was the court that OGBIDI built in Ubiaja. The court was where he was trying cases in accordance to the way his forebearers judged cases. He was using that court to oppose the British court. He never wanted to give in. And that court served the whole of Esan land, served the whole of Benin and Agbo. That is where you now have Uromi Junction till tomorrow in Agbo. Until he passed on. So the British, who finally put the place together and finally called it Nigeria, added the Hausa people, and the Hausa people, the Fulani people came, and they may conquer them, and that is how Nigeria is today. But originally, there was no such as Nigeria. There was no such as Oduduwa Republic, and whatever country they are championing today. I am not against any country that anybody is championing or any group of people is championing. But it should be known that if Nigeria turn otherwise, all the tribal languages that are referred to as minority today, I am not speaking to us. You be Ijo, you be Shekiri, you be CALABA, you be Esan. Whatever tribe you are and you know that you are referred to as minority, where we shall go back to is the territory. That is why you see that Royal Niger Republic or Niger Delta Republic is not a name of a tribe. If you that are referred to as minority give yourself in to a country that a particular tribe has monopolized to themselves, that is the end of your tribe. That is the end of your language. You will not expect people that are 60 million or 20 million or 30 million or 10 million as the case may be to give way for you that are referred to as minority. As a matter of fact, in the Nigeria that this majority are ruling today, it has never been a rulership, a leadership where everybody are included. It is not a leadership of inclusiveness. It is not a leadership of pluralism. It is not a politics of inclusiveness. It is a politics of Wazobia. It is a politics of Wazobia. You are not included and you shall not be included. It is better you remain in this Nigeria, and if you turn otherwise, you go back to your originality. These ethnic groups that are referred to as minority, they ought to synergize and form a country that country is not a name of a particular tribe. There is no language called Niger Delta language. There is no language called Niger Delta language. A country is supposed to be named in accordance to its territorial area. Edo State is not named in accordance to its territorial area. Edo State is named so the people who are now called Benin today. And the Benin people today, they are already showcasing who they are, how cruel they are. And I am not trying to insult anybody. I am telling you what we are seeing. They are not humble. You want to give in to a people who are not humble, who tell you that nobody dares question the Oba. Oh, you are finished. It's worse than a dictator. It's worse than military rule. You want to be in a country together with the people who have successfully imposed themselves as the permanent chairman of Edo State Traditional Council. Oh, I pity you. Everything about you will be swiped off like smoke. You want to form a country, the restoration of so-called Benin Kingdom, to a people, with a people who don't recognize you, your king as king. The Benin people, ask all Benin people, they are all already misoriented. They believe that the Onojes in Esan are of the same classification with Enogies. What an insult. A people who will see your king as dukes. Remember, the OKOJIE of Ugboha came to visit his ancestral land. The OKOJIE of Ugboha, when he came to visit his ancestral land, where Obasogie, Chief Obasogie, is now, he did not come to pay homage to Chief Obasogie. The Benin people twisted it and said the OKOJIE came to pay homage. King came to pay homage to a chief. Have you ever seen where kings pay homage to a king? The picture they took together, my people, go and check it. The OKOJIE of Ugboha wore crown. Wore crown, not the kind of Benin crown they use beads to do. He wore crown. Have you ever, my Benin people, I beg una, you people should take sentiment away from it and listen to what I am saying, whether I am lying. Have you ever seen where king come to pay homage to a mere chief? Now, why did I refer to that place as the ancestral land of the OKOJIE of Ugboha? Remember that it was Oba cruelty that made all those kings of Esan that originally owned that territory, they abandoned those places and went to their Esan land that they came from to come and build Idu Igodo Migodo together with other tribes and languages. And Idu Igodo Migodo was going smoothly. There was never such as any invasion in Idu Igodo Migodo. There was never such as any bloodshedding in Idu Igodo Migodo. There was never such as human sacrifice in Idu Igodo Migodo. There was never such as a time when a particular king or where a particular king is turned to a duke. There was never such as that. So when Oba dynasty came with cruelty, most people left. When you get to that ring road today, you will still see the Robo quarters. You will still see the Robo quarters. But some Robo today, because of what they are saying that they are marginalized, they are not unknowingly associating themselves with the Benin because of the lies, the made-up histories of the Benin. But majority of the Robo don't care. They don't want to know that because they know what they passed through during that time they were existing together with all multi-ethnic group of people. The place the Benin people are calling Benin today, it's not them that own that place only. Everybody had share in it. When we evolve from wherever we evolve from, the Esan evolved from the Nile confluence area. That is why the Esan tradition and culture is the culture of the Nok culture. Our culture is Nok culture. All the way from River Nile confluence area down to River Benue conference. The culture of the Esan people is not similar to the Edo culture in any way. But the culture that we all have affinity in, that was brought from Idu Igodo Migodo to Esan land, is what you can find similarity. Outside that culture, that is not Benin culture. The Benin people are monopolizing it and calling it their culture. Outside that culture, all the cultures of the Esan people, the Benin don't know anything about it. How can you give birth to a son and your son is practicing culture that you don't know anything of? Do the Benin people dance Igbabonenini dance? Do they dance Ijelire dance? Or Ijelire festivals? Do they know what is Elimioto? Do they know what is Asonogun and Abanyo dance? They don't know all this. Most of the culture, Inhuai culture, do they know? Osano culture, do they know? All these festivals, do they know? They don't know all this. If you are listening to me, take sentiment away. Take sentiment away. You are listening to me and you are a Benin, take sentiment away. I know deep down inside your conscience, you know that what I am telling you is truth, is confirmed. But you have been wrongly influenced all this while. You don't know that your identity has been turned into slavery identity of Vioba, slave of Oba. And when people come to tell you this, you say they are Orioba, my brother. If I'm Orioba, am I enemy of Esan? I don't need to be a friend of Oba. I don't need to. What kind of friendship is that? People who came to want to turn me to their second class. So when you ask any Benin man today, or Benin people today, they are of this notion that OKOJIEs in Esan land are dukes. And the reality is at their disposal that OKOJIE are not dukes. Have you ever seen where state governments give staff of office to a duke? All kings in Nigeria are giving staff of offices to recognize them as a king of their kingdom. All the OKOJIEs in Esan land, they all have staff of office as a king. The dukes of those acts, do they have staff of office? They only replicated the name of the Esan OKOJIE and called theirs a no-gie. But before their Enogie don came, what they had was Ogie, not Enogie. Ogie and Enogie are not the same. Are not the same. Ogie and Enogie are not the same. OKOJIE and Enogie are not the same. OVA, which the Urobo called their kings, they are not dukes as well. But when Oba came, he tried to reign over everybody as he is the only king. How barbaric. And you say people should not talk? You say people should not question this? If not that the Esan people, they are gallant warriors and gallant fighters. The Oba of Benin would have been the one ruling over all Esan land. The homage that the state government is paying to all those dukes, all of them would have, to all those kings, all would have been paid to Holy Oba of Benin because they are all dukes. That is what they successfully did in Edo South. The homage that is coming to Edo South, that is supposed to be shared amidst the original kings, are Oba of Benin is the only one receiving it. That is why he is rich. Or he seems richer than the kings in Esan land. If those homage that is supposed to be shared amidst, if you have someone like Ogiamie, what is the meaning of Ogiamie? Ogiamie means when you get to a kingdom, it is the king that you see. That is the meaning of Ogiamie. Ogiamie do not mean Enogiamie. So, in a place where Ogiamie is recognized as a king, in a place whereby the king of Udo is recognized as a king, in a place whereby the king in Uokoriomo is recognized as a king, in a place whereby the Elahure, they are recognized as a king, tell me now, how only the Oba go take rich as he rich so? It is because it's only one man is perching on air what is supposed to be shared amidst the kings. The state government pay homage. They recognize that it is the kings that started the existence of the land where they are now having political rulership on today. So that is why that cannot be erased. We always pay homage. I told you that I was going to tell you about another Oba. I'm going deeper. And if there's any Benin old man here listening to me, he knows that what I am saying is true. But let me leave that Oba first. I want to go to the name of that Oba that's supposed to cover the whole of the Okorion on the Uronic base. But everything today is not like that any longer. The essence, we are not like that. No duke. In essence, every family has their family land. In Esan kingdom, we have our kings. But our kings recognizes our family land. Our king will not go and create a duke that will go and be selling our family land. The Esan people don't practice the kind of system, monarchical system the Benin practice. It will not happen. We have one king who wants to try to be replicating the Benin people. The Esan people, they cried out. So if we are not saying all this, you will see that our people will start replicating and imitating the Benin people. But in Edo South, who direct talks? You don't talk. Your land will be so. But in Esan, every one of us, all the Esan people you see, all of them have family land. All of them have family land. All of them. If I want to build house in Esan today, or my father, or anybody want to build house in Esan today, we go to our family land. We go to our family land. The Okbo of our family, who is the eldest, is the one that we apportion a particular portion to us. All the Okosu family, all the Ewodare family, we have our family land. If that place is still a reserve where development has not gotten to today, we can come to the city and buy land. But outside that, we have family land. And no duke. We dare say he want to sell land because we don't practice dukedom. There is no reserve in Benin land again. There is no reserve in Benin land again. Even Mots, they sold everything. And who are the people selling all this? They are these Enogies that were created by who? By Oba of Benin. So you can see the difference. Now, this is where I am now talking about Niger Delta Republic. Who fought for Niger Delta Republic was Adakaboro. Sarowiwa Adakaboro also. Adakaboro fought for Niger Delta Republic because the place now where come say they're going to create republic, they create country. Adakaboro know fully well that territory is originally Royal Niger territory. So we can use it to form a republic. Niger Delta Republic, is it a name of a tribe? But today, Benin has been annexed and demonopolized to being a name of a tribe. If it, you know, when a greedy man is too greedy, the person will end up harming himself unknowingly, and he will never be able to go out of that harm. The Benin will not be able to go out again because they've already monopolized the name Benin. If the name Benin is left for everybody, it would have served very well. They monopolize the name Benin to themselves, and they are referring to people they came to meet as their children, as their descendants. Knowing fully well that Benin is not a language. Benin is not a language. There is no such as Benin language. What you are seeing today is all propaganda that have continued to recycle over and over these years. That is why it seems like reality or truth, but it is not truth. There is no such as Benin language. So now that you successfully monopolized Benin to yourself, who do you want to be under you? That is the question. Knowing fully well that Esan is a race, Esan is a language. If we say Esan country, will you like to want to be under the Esans? No, you have to put yourself in people's shoes. When you are propagating in a way that is painful and you don't know that it's painful, then you put yourself in people's shoes and ask yourself this question. You people say Yahweh aya boyen nedo. Na Yahweh nya na ya boyen no wa. Na Yahweh na ya boyen no wa. You wear the shoe. If we say okay, we want to enforce Esan country today, will you love to be Esan descendants? Are there not really Esan descendants amidst the Benin? Who are the Lagi Esans? Who are the Ezomos? Are they not Esan descendants? Did we try to enforce our identity on everybody? Is it not supposed to be an existence of live and let's live? Is it not supposed to be an existence of equal rating? Now Yahweh bere wa niviedo wa Yahweh bere ne buwa no wa rere da wa e doje wa. So, if you are a Biafra, you are fighting for Biafran nation. My brother, you are doing well. Fight your Biafran nation well. But please, I beg of you, so that you will not create enemy. Don't annex people that are not Igbos into Biafra. And if you want to do so, please try to go and negotiate. Nobody can join a country that proper negotiation was not done. If you are enforcing people to join your Biafra, or simply because you say Nigeria is not working, oh yes, that is the reality on ground. But do not hypnotize people with that reality. Do you want us to jump from one mistake, from one error to another error? Nigeria was not negotiated. Nigeria was not properly planned. So if we jump away from Nigeria and jump into Biafra, what was our agreement? Did we have any agreement? Was it planned? What about my language? Should we not sit down and ask which language we are going to be speaking? Should we not ask? Should we not sit down and make it a done deal, agreed, signed and sealed, that this is so language is going to be the major language of the nation that shall be created? How is the country going to be ruled? Are we not supposed to discuss it? This was what I was telling my dear Igbo people. They thought I was attacking them. I was never attacking the Biafra. But the way they were pushing for Biafra, or they are still pushing for Biafra, is not correct. What you are saying that Nigeria is not working is truth. Nigeria is not working. It's not only you that said it. Before you started saying it, Adakaboro Sarowiwa fought it. You were not the one who came to open the eyes of Nigeria. Before you started saying it, Enahoro drove the British away. Enahoro was the one who moved the motion for the British to leave Nigeria. Now that you people have come to and put us together, jammed us, leave our resources. It was Enahoro, Chief Anthony Enahoro. These are men. Were you the one that started to start canvassing for activism duties for the people of Nigerians? Why is your own different? That is the question. When Ahon pushed for the creation of, was trying to push for the creation of a state, did he make the state sound to only one part? He made sure that the stake of the other tribe reflects in that name, and it was called Afesan State, the Afeman. Are the Afemans not brothers to the Esan? They are brothers to the Esan. But he made sure that their stake sound or reflects in the identity of the states. Because when you are creating something that is called country or coexistence with tribe and languages, how are you making sure that their identity reflects in the name? Because if the identity don't reflect, on the long run, you that has that name will lord over them, just as the Benin, they are trying to lord over us today. Because it is only their name that is sounding in the name of the states. But in Niger Delta Republic, it is not so. There is no one particular group of a people that is known as Niger Delta Republic. It is no language, no tribe that is called Niger Delta Republic. It is the territorial area. How does it concern Esan? My brothers and my sister, Ozigono, which is Ugbo Oasis, is River Niger. That is Esan. It's River Niger. I don't know. Go Ozigolo now. Now Esan be that now. Now Esan community. We don't get Ilishu people where they exist for them. Did we lord over them? We did not lord over them. Ilishu is highly recognized. But now it's some territory. Now River Niger be that. So you want to say that you prefer to go to Biafra as an Esan person? Any man or any woman, in short, we don't even have in Esan. Maybe if you have, it's not up to 0.5% that is saying that we are Biafra. We are not. I'm not speaking. Please don't get me wrong. Biafra, they are fighting a good cause. But where I am coming to also advise my dear Biafrans, because Biafrans, Igbos, they are highly intelligent. I too love them. Oh. Sometimes I will do my house, I will play Igbo high life. I will play Osadebe, I will play Oliver the Cook, and so many other Igbo, they play them because I enjoy their high life. Apart from that, industrious people for that matter, the China of Nigeria, the people who the government will empower, they will turn Nigeria into a technology country, into industrialized nation. That is who the Igbo are. And I respect them for that. But my people, let us say the truth where we seem not to be getting it right. You are not getting it right when you are trying to force people, amnest people, or arrogate people. You are doing the same thing you are complaining of. Before you do such thing, endeavor to make sure that agreement, two cannot work except they agree. Before you lay a foundation upon a foundation, try to negotiate with the former foundation on ground. If those foundations will say, okay, let us move together, we are good to go. Oh yeah, let's go. But before people will say, let's go, agreement will be reached. Everybody's stake will be adequately spelled out. Or to be, don't come and hypnotize us. Buhari no be, Buhari na one man we don't die before. Don't come and hypnotize us that Nigeria is not working. No, we know all that. We know all that. Don't forget that when Adakaboro pushed for Niger Delta Republic, the person who apprehended Adakaboro was Aguiyi Ironsi and Ojukwu. Was Adakaboro not sentenced to death by hanging by Aguiyi Ironsi regime and Ojukwu regime? Nobody can eat his or her cake and have it at the same time. So, to the tribal languages that are referred to as minority today, we are no minority. It's only they don't play politics of inclusiveness in Nigeria. They don't play politics of plurality in Nigeria. Politics where you belong, where I belong. It has always been politics of Wazobia. It was only Tony Aneni that even, because the essence are always great, that even make sure he even gets to that part in federal, to that level in federal. But originally, it's a government of Wazobia, a government where after the Igbo people rule finish, it will be the Hausa. After the Hausa people rule finish, it will be the Yoruba. That is it. That is what Nigeria is. So, my people, don't you think we ought to dismantle this system? Don't you think that he that must come to equity must have to come with clean hands? Don't you think if you are condemning a particular system, it should be that you are not part of that system you are condemning? What is Wazobia? Is it not the foundation on which Nigeria is built upon? And you want to destroy such foundation, which is good, and you want to build another foundation that is even worse than that. Don't you think you need to canvass for politics of pluralism, politics of inclusiveness, politics of regional autonomy, politics of true federalism, resource control? That is what we should canvass for. Because the system that you are crying that is a corrupt system, you are part and parcel of the system. You are part and parcel of the system. Looking at what Ojukwu and Aguyi Ironsi did to Adakaboro, is it different from what Buhari is doing to Nnamdi Kanu today? It's not different. There is a way karma serve. It's a law. And the law of karma will definitely come. So, this is the truth, my people. If peradventure Nigeria is going to turn otherwise, which is not my prayer, I know say Nigeria not be biscuit where they break, but can't easily break like that. If Nigeria are biscuit where they easily break like that, my people, the people, when I say my people, the people that are referred to as minority in Nigeria today, let us synergize, push for Niger Delta Republic. That is, we have the resources, we have everything. Let us synergize and push for Niger Delta Republic. Let the Igbo people synergize and push for their Biafra. Let the Arewa Republic synergize and push for their Arewa Republic. Let the Oduduwa synergize and push for their Oduduwa. Let us see us call it off. But don't come with deception to want to come and arrogate people to yourself. It is so annoying, it is irritating when you are going in that manner. It is so annoying and irritating when you are going in that manner. Whatever is worth doing at all, my dear intelligent Igbos, whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. Do it well, bro. Do it well. If it is worth venturing into. Biafra can be given a thought by the Igbos. But the restoration of Great Benin can never be given a thought by anybody. Minus Esa away from that Edo state, Benin no get population. And as a matter of fact, what is called Benin today has no meaning. And the Benin that has no meaning has been arrogated by the people that are known as Benin today. So, how can we be with a people that are so cruel? Very cruel. They don't have respect for others, but they want you to continue to respect their Oba. Just as Curtis Ugbo moved away from Benin to go and arrest Joka Boy with police, simply because Oba they don't give him one small power. Make it be social media ranter. They don't have respect. They don't respect anybody, but they want you, they are forcing you to always respect their Oba. My brother, respect, not the reciprocate. Respect is supposed to reciprocate. Before you move from that palace to another palace, king not dead yet. Go to arrest Joka Boy that time. The king in Ishan land, in Uromi, does he not have a say in that matter? Did you consult him? Will not get police for Ishan land? Or you move, you want to show that you are the supreme. And you don't know when you are trying to portray yourself as supreme over everybody, you are bringing yourself down the more. The time is now where you people need to start to humble yourself and start to apologize. It's a matter of apology. It's a matter of humbling yourself. You people have done a lot. And you don't want to recognize, you don't want to know whether you have destroyed a lot. Whether you have abused people a lot. You don't want to know. You want to force people to their knees. You want to force people to their knees. People are not forced to their knees. People go down to their knees because you earn your respect. The Benin people, they force people to their knees. You don't give people respect. You want respect. Now you get fire for high pass. Now your head hot pass. I mean, now your blood now hot pass. Il y a do erio ayagbe. Olavie amie. Il y a mani woke santale. Peaceful community. Naim we know. Peaceful community. Olavie amie. Naim we know. But if you come our peaceful community, come talk, say you want to dance with the spirits, we go hang you. Now there, don't forget, say, now there the proverbs of pidgin English, they come say, if you jump, you go hang. We're not really talking for matter, but we show unto your eye. If you say you want to come and dance with the spirits, Fabomo will fit tell you within your eye see, within your experience. Every truth about our history, these people have buried it. And when we are coming to tell them this is what it was, this is what it was, they are trying to enforce the false history they've coupled up to us. But when we are telling them this is who you people are, this is where, it's not all the Benin that are Yorubas. But you just accept that this is where most of your ancestral root is tied to. When you greet Lauhe, what is the meaning of Lauhe? Edebiri, your chief, came out to tell the public that Lauhe are Benin people who greet Lauhe as an affirmation to their Ile-Ife ancestry. Do you want to tell us that there are no Yoruba ancestry in the Biliruni house? Why are you hiding the truth? And when it is very obvious, why are you bending it that is a Kaladira who you people once also narrated that he died at Ogoton? He's not the one who went to Yoruba land and became Oduduwa. So, somebody left his Benin land to Yoruba land. He did not institute any of the Benin culture there. He did not uphold any of his name. He gave birth to children. He did not give them Benin name. My people, what did they happen? You see shit, if you rap and make it for fine, people don't know say na shit now you rap, but the smell come out, say my guy, shit now inside there. The lie wanna rap, they smell. Lie na if we wait on the rap they give us, they call it Benin history. Make we for the dobale for una, as Yoruba talk. So they never see people for life before now they start to see human being. Now I go on social media, curse everybody, rant, curse wahala. Am I near there? Am I near there? Wow, Jari. Come down. Come down. Olavi Amie. Nobody strong parcel. You don't rap shit, can't give person because you rap and with fine package. You even though say the thing where you rap with fine package, they smell shit, they smell. You say me nobody not talk, say na shit to rap inside there. You rap history way be say na line, I plenty pass on inside. You say me nobody not question na. I mean no butter, I'm wine. My guys, shut up. Shut up. Atwagbe san ye there. So, the Kaladera way you say na the Kaladera is na Benin man. He rich. But if we call the name of this history to Nana, you see and say, those people that they call not be Benin the deal. The Kaladera no even near Oduduwa. You know even rich Ile-Ife. All the history they write concerning Kaladera na lie. But go and study the history of Oaha and Esango. The Benin people write all those Ojisos and call them Benin Ogis. They turn everything upside down. People they don't give way for the true history. Most of all those Ojisos, most of them were Essans, or some of them were Essans, so to say. But they twist the history. When we are trying to dish out the factual history today, the people are seeing it as if we are coming to rebel. Meanwhile, we are coming to appropriate the rebels, what they came to distort. Go and study the history of Esango and Quinoaha. The wife to Ojiso Owodo. Ojiso Owodo never had one child. It's not the only one picking gets. But what if they don't give us today? Shit! And they don't give us more they believe. So you say Ikaladera na Benin might go ile ifeton to Oduduwa. No single Benin culture for the rather than the Yoruba culture na influence Benin culture. You ask yourself question now. You want to start the existence of Yoruba Palace of Benin. Now Boni na in reign for there. Till na come turn do Asokpika. Gonna replicate for the Esan, Iwo, and Aronka. But they don't spoil everything today. Oh. Please, make una know they use kitty till they do one. If you run kitty, you run kata. Now you go see by yourself what your last. You go see and see the thing that go favor you. People don't they talk, they come out from left, right, and center. Your harem, the ground don't they quake. No peace for anywhere again. We, the essence, we don't practice a culture that says that. That maybe we'll say, okay, our own, they forbid anything for the land. But now we forbid things. Which kind of culture? That not be our culture. That's our own will not marry his sisters, his two sisters, and be sleeping with his two sisters. Simply because they created a particular alienized culture. To say that our Onoje king no they forbid anything. That they say any human being will not they forbid something. Any human being when he rise himself up say no they forbid anything is as unto King Nebuchadnezzar. Humans, as far as you are mortal, you have do's and don'ts. You should not engage into anti-nature. Because if you engage into anti-nature, those barbaric things that you are doing, the power of the ancestors that shall come and turn into rots and answer you will be dormant. And evil will continue to triumph in your kingdom because anti-nature has been practiced and drive away the power of the ancestors. Let's not practice that culture. So why are you saying we are one? How come we don't practice that kind of culture? We don't practice such culture, my people. We don't. Let there be freedom. Let there be freedom in the land. Let there be godliness in the land. All those deities, when I see the hag, we be saying now na appoint, may they serve the deities and they use human beings till they sacrifice to those deities. Make una go stop them. Because of civilization, these things is not publicly done any longer because you go for the Lord. But secretly, things are still going on. The deities of Osa and Oswan, did you people destroy it? Who was Osa and Oswan? Are they not cannibals that feed on humans? And the deities that was apportioned to them by your Oba of Benin to be the priest of that deities. Those deities, not be human and the sacrifice given. I think I posted the book here in this platform. That is why I'm saying, if you have not followed this platform, please follow. This is where truth comes from. So, my people, let us make sure that we come out both. See, anybody who is on the right path is not afraid. Truth will only resist you not to say it. the lies, the liars will exist you not to say the truth. But you will never go for the truth. If you are not a propagandist, you will not hide the truth. If you know the truth, you will say it out. And if you don't know the truth, when you hear the truth, you will know, you will recognize the truth. So give way for the truth. Give way for the truth so that there will be justice in the land. So that there will be godliness in the land. So that there will be purification in the land. Give way for the truth. Because when you hear the truth, even though the truth, that truth that you are hearing was not known to you before, when you hear it, you will definitely know that this is the truth. You will definitely know that this is the truth. Do not be afraid of who will come to attack you because of the truth you are saying. But be afraid that you will never bold enough to say the truth. So my people, there was never such as any kingdom as Benin Kingdom that was great. Who is sending a signal to join this video? Oh no, we can't go no longer. I have just 5 minutes to close. I have 5 minutes to close. Somebody is sending a signal to join the video, but I can't take it. I'm sorry about that. Some other time, please. If you have something to say, you can call in to say it through the comment section. Or to say it via your phone call. Let me give you 2 minutes for you to say that. Then I will close. Yeah? I'm here with him. So, okay, 2 people are sending requests to join. People are sending requests to join. Let me accept the ones I can accept. Maybe you 2 minutes, please. Otherwise, it will be some other time.
Yeah, brother.
Yes, please. Let me just give you 2 minutes. I don't know if you're coming to question what I'm saying, so that you don't look like as if I'm running away. So
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just understand. You are doing a lot. I've been here for about an hour ago, so it's okay.
Thank you. So, what is your contribution?
Now, my contribution, first of all, let me start. I really appreciate what you are doing. This is so nice. Have somebody who is as good as you to come at start saying this.
Hear you clearly, please.
Okay, I mean, at least in our own side, we have someone like you who is as good as you to start, saying some things like this that most people are too scared to say. Like in the whole of the states.
Where are you from, please?
Huh? You say?
When you say your own side, what part of Nigeria are you from?
If I'm not from the region where you are talking from, I wouldn't say any request. I'm enjoying what you're saying. First of all, I don't know if we could stop speaking English because this English guy, I guess I'm making brother.
My brother, me now, I'm there, not speaking English. I'm there. It's too sweet. I would like to hear how people speak out.
I share with that word. Now say big bros. So, but see, I really get small question. I don't want to stress you too much because I know you have been doing a lot. You dey try really, my brother. I know it's easy. So me for the really number one question where I get, there are so many questions, but I will keep on for other day. Maybe if I say a day for life, I will still come like this again. and this you do well to accept my request. Maybe anytime if you still get time too. Cause I know say it's easy. The number one question like with the Esan, because I'm from Esan.
Okay, Abosha.
Ara. Somebody like but like we like that the which kind of relation really get with the Benin, the people that they agree that they are the Benin, because I feel you see that for the language, be like say there are some similarity, be like say now that one be the thing where they bind us together. But if you look at other things, be like big difference there for inside. But I don't really see the reason why they gather us together for that place. The I don't know if you understand what I try to talk. I don't know the real word to use for.
Quickly answer that question.
Yes.
Before I close. Okay. And then maybe some other day you will send me message for WhatsApp, and there is somebody that also joined now. He don't come up, maybe in the network. Send me message for network, and then we'll come back again. Maybe if you also want anybody maybe say one question with me and talk, and also you are free to disagree. You can come on board.
Yeah. There are so many truths. So many.
So anybody outside there where is still interested to one question, most of the things when I say we want, send them a request. Chat me up, and I will create a program for us to come up with. It's good we discuss things, we reason together, not be with abuse like the Benin people. No. Okay, let me answer your question. The truth of the matter is that no language, say the whole earth on this planet Earth where we did so, we just pass the whole planet Earth, we see language which sound similar to each other. There is always similarities in language, and there is dissimilarities in language. Dissimilarity in a language will not sound similar. Similarity in a language, if you listen, they get similarities in their spoken language. And now the Esan language, not the first language like that. The Esan language we are tried now with in a race. That is why Esan language you get dialects. You get dialects. That dialect what they speak, that's why if you hear Uru speak, you get a Uru Keno, but Uru Sano, Uru Keno, Uru Sano, Igwebe, Uru Keno, Uru Sano. So we have all these dialects. If you still listen to Yoruba, now so Yoruba language, inside Yoruba language, they get dialects, but all the dialects now Yoruba word. So now so you take the race, a tribe of people. The same thing with the Igbos. So the Esan, the Benin people, their language sound like the Esan, not be our language sound like them, because Benin not be language. Edo where they come say na Edo language. Edo na slave where they keep during Oba Ewari the first. So Oba Ewari the first, now he can compensate that Edo, can call a group of people Edo. Now the language they speak, where Edo people they speak, they hear me speak Edo just now. Now once language, you not get dialects. So Edo language, the speak of Esan language and Ikedu dialects, Ikedu language of the Yoruba from Ile-Ife. Now they mix up. The original word where it did right from time. That is why if you hear Onoji, you can't hear Enoki. What is the Enoki? Yes. Enoki, but Onoji don't already be. So you can't say and say, okay, if something don't day for long thousands of years before another thing can come, the thing can sound like what it don't day. Common sense will tell you, say, now what it don't day for thousands of years, now it that thing where it can recently come, now it can imitate, now it can replicate. So Edo people, they speak Esan language dialect mixed together with Yoruba language, Ikedu dialect of Ile-Ife. Now they speak. So our language don't sound like Edo language. Now Edo language, now it sounds like Esan language. So it is very simple as that. But similarities where we get from spoken language, you know me say the same mama, the same papa, na bonus. Now so human being come this earth where we do so. Now from abroad where we do so, when we do so, Italian language and Spanish language sound similar, sound very, very similar. But Italian people and Spanish people, now different passports that they use.
They know they get different culture. They don't get things in common like that. Their culture, they're totally different from each other. So now so most languages be. Like when what they call Arab, we call food Mangeria.
Yeah.
Italian, go call food mange. Yoruba go call food onje. These are not be similarities. They relate in any way.
No.
They don't relate in any way. Igbo go call fowl or kuko. We waste and call our kofo. And though they speak some language dialect, they will call our kofo. Now, Igbo go call dog nkita. We call her ekita. So, they don't call her ekita. We will call her agua. The Igbo will call goat ewu. We will call her evi. And they will call her ewi. So you say a similarities that they go inside spoken language of a people. So all these things, when we know they use similarities, one thing they claim leverage over people, say because their language are similar. Now I tell one Igbo man that time for line. Maybe if they listen to us. You know if you say because you get one word for Igbo, when now you can see here and for Esan, you can say okay, the Esan people, now get the Esan people. Why we not all saying that we get to now because of that similarity with our language? We will get. So now
some article like that before. They say we get some relationship with Igbos.
Relationship, there are different kind of relationship. For this my program, when I teach people, so I never tell people say relationship not there. Relationship, they are coexistence relationship. If people coexist together, now relationship is that one. Marital relationship day, now relationship be that one. Friendship relationship day, now relationship be that one. Brotherhood relationship day, now relationship be that one. So which relationship the Benin people they talk? Now they bonus. If now they bonus, may they tell us about Benin where give
now their language where they not speak well. Now we just
because some people say in other words, we are all Oba children. Please, make them tell us the particular Oba of Benin where he born one particular king for Esan, or the particular king for Esan where the biological son of any Oba of Benin.
Okay. Now the truth when they come outside small. That's why I like to come when I say we did life. So I still doing some kind of things, you know. When they talk this kind of things, the people where they for where they say they be Benin, they like to go wide, you know, every of that thing. They like the one cut person head come out instantly. So most of the things, most people are really feared to even have this kind of discussion self.
So now, so they need to come tell us. We know they fight. The history where they narrate, we get right to do critical analysis. So you will come aboard to come and tell us how what you are saying is the facts. So when somebody say Irioba Mayahin, their own oral history, in other words, we are all children of the Oba of Benin. And then they refer to us as Benin descendants. Meanwhile, that is to say, now they born us. May they come tell us the particular Oba of Benin where he give birth to particular Esan. Then they equate Onoji and Enoge together. May they come, make we whole program together. Make we ask ourselves question. If Onoji and Enoge are the same, make they come tell us. Because we know say Enoge no get kingdom when he rule over as the king. But
yes, for the Benin
as king. So now all this matter, now we say make we call reason together. But when somebody like me, where he gets intelligence and boldness to come the analyzer, they don't want to use intimidation and fear to close my mouth.
Intimidation, yes. Now the way that they go for centuries now, the way that they go for years, so they put on like that. They will put fear for your mind. If the fear not work, then they come with intimidation. Then one or two things happen. That's all now.
So now so my brother. Thank you. Make
quickly. Thank you, bros.
Random.
Yeah, so bad by what try.
Right.
So
and then my people out there, please, if you have not followed this page, click on the follow button to follow and click on the notification bell beside the follow button. And if you did not share, endeavor to share. Thank you till I come your way some other time.
Yeah, our people is saying. Our people is so most of our people now, they don't even get time for all these kind of things to come even they listen. They just accept the word the way it's being given to them. They just do inside like that. Everybody will complain.
Yes. But that maybe they can't spend time to dig into it because anybody will.
Yes, I really appreciate you, my brother. How is it? What it's not easy. You try.
All right, good night, eh?
Good night, my brother. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.